Hey, it's Alvi from Luminescence Art Centered Healing. I'm about to do my weekly reading for all of you guys who resonate with my readings. So, mostly probably the people who are watching, but if you are on the Ascension path or the Twin Flame path specifically, that's mainly who I read for, the Twin Flame Collective. So, yeah, spiritual people who are wondering what's going on with the energy and in a conscious relationship of, at some point, at some stage of a conscious relationship. Um, okay, so I'm going to go to the cards now. I've had to restart a few times because there's been a few interruptions, so I've already got the cards all out, but needless to say, I'm just going to start here. Okay, so we have love. Love is the kind of underlying energy. I think maybe we'll begin the week with a bit of harmony and a bit of, you know, stability in our, seeing a bit more stability in our relationships. The last couple of weeks, especially since the full moon, has been pretty intense. We've had Venus in retrograde, so we had the chance to be reviewing how we love things and the things that we love in our relationships. Since that happened, and I can't remember what it was. And then the full moon in the Scorpio full moon. So, you know, illuminate the full moon illuminates things that we don't see. So, many of you have probably had the same thing that I've had, which is a lot of shit come up that you weren't expecting because you've already done a lot of work on it, but it's come up to say, hey, we're not quite done here. Everything is coming up a bit more deeply, and you might feel a bit unhinged or emotional, just distraught or weird or whatever, and you might be feeling like you're getting over it now, like I've kind of um, done my shift and I'm coming back into balance. Some of you might be just starting that this week, but don't worry, like just work with it and understand that it's not something that you really need to worry about. It's just things that you need to kind of give a bit more love to. They're things that have been hidden in your psyche for a long time that, they just want to be loved. So, yeah, so I feel like we're kind of harmonizing with our love relationships at the beginning of this week. But I also feel like, because of our next card, I feel like there's love relationships. There are people who are feeling stuck or blocked, like they want to move on, but they don't know how, and the reason is that there is a block, and that block is the sacral chakra being unbalanced. So what I feel like is this week we get a chance to bust through this blockage, to bust through this. If sometimes it feels like an invisible wall and you just can't get past it and you don't know what it is that's actually, kind of stopping you from going to the next level of love consciousness in your relationships. So this is kind of giving us an indication that this is something. It might be. It's like self-expression. The sacral chakra rules sexuality, self-expression, and all of the things that come with that. So it's kind of like the Kundalini energy isn't flowing as well as it could do. It's kind of reverted or reversed for whatever reason. I feel like for some of us it's because, or for some of you, it's because you're in a sort of like a comfortable rut, not willing to give up the security or maybe the current restrictions that you have, not realizing that they are restrictions. Sometimes it feels a bit like, I'm happy where I am because I can do what I want and I'm not willing to kind of move into something that's possibly going to be more restrictive. But the thing is with this card is it's asking you to master that, right? So what we're looking at here is we are looking at people who want to move forward, but they don't know how to move forward because they're blocked in this and stuck in this like fear of change, fear of the unknown, fear of, wow, what if I, what if we get married, or, we get together and all of a sudden I lose my freedom. But what the cards are really saying is it's an illusion, it's not the truth, because love is freedom. And if you can master your heart enough to understand that love comes from you, so you don't need to restrict the other person, and the other person doesn't need to restrict you, um, and that you can be open-hearted with people and not, hold them at bay or hold them away from you, because that's what's causing the blockage, is this kind of shutdown. Okay, so he's got his heart locked down. It's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm too scared to come out of my cage. So the heart's locked down, and it's causing the blockage. It's causing this um, lack of connection. You're not connecting with each other properly. So, and probably, if you're not connecting properly, then you don't want to, have sex with each other, or express yourself to each other. You don't want to express the love because of the fear. So we're asking, well, the cards are giving us guidance to master our fear of, like, busting through that and understanding that restrictions are an illusion, and that, where you are is just as restrictive as where you could end up, which you probably won't. It's just your fears of, um, things not working out. And these are triggers. These are the things that have come up in the past, in the last week or so. These are the things that have come up for me. They're, triggers from my past. They're not current reality. And, sometimes it takes you a little while to realize, because it's sort of like a PTSD type energy. It's something that happened in the past, and then something in the future or present triggers it, and you're not thinking, you're not clear on what it is that's made you feel that way. You just know you feel that way, and you kind of, like, turn into this crazy, like, let me off kind of person, with this anxiety thing going on. Okay, so that's what I feel like is going on, and I feel like if we can just get this balanced, right? Get this balanced. So balance the sacral chakra, um, by whatever means necessary. You can look it up online. There's tons of stuff. There's chakra balancing, YouTube videos and binaural beats. Surrounding yourself with orange colors, eating orange foods, chanting the right Sanskrit mantra in your meditation, just, connecting with your own self-expression and understanding that if you express yourself rather than repress yourself, then things flow much more easily. And then we will get to this final card, which is move. And as you can see, there's lots of energy. So, you know, basically what the card is saying is, the cards are saying is that, our future is movement. Our future is, we will be moving on to this next level of consciousness. But it's going to be a hell of a lot easier if you work on your stuff and, let your partner work on their stuff. If you work on mastering this open-hearted detachment, which is a lot of my work that I do, as you probably know if you watch me a lot, that's pretty much all I ever talk about. But it really is the key to, like, mastering whatever spiritual journey you're on. Because if you're not taking things personally and you're not getting caught up in petty crap, then it's a way easier, and you don't feel so bad about yourself all the time. You don't feel hurt when someone's not responding to you the way that you want them to and things. I mean, you do, but it's not as bad because you've got this big buffer of self-love and all of that stuff. So, okay, rant over, sorry. Okay, so this week's all about relationships and finding harmony within relationships. It's about mastering that mastering the fear of being restricted, however that works for you, and balancing our self-expression and our sexuality and our sacral chakra so that it's not reversed and the energy isn't going the wrong way. It might mean that it's underactive, so you might need to look it up and just work it out for yourself. There's actually a really good site on the internet somewhere that I used to use, and I think it's just called chakra.com. and it tells you everything you need to know about your chakras. And then, towards the end of the week, we will have movement. Okay, I think that's pretty cool. I hope you guys got some good information out of this, or some good messages. I know I did. I know what I need to do now, to create more harmony in my relationships. Um, so yeah, much love to you all, and have a wonderful day. And if you want an in-depth reading with me, or come have a healing with me, or if you're looking for a twin flame coach, I am here. Come talk to me, and let's see, how we can work together to kind of bring you into unity consciousness.